visiting the town of Pergamon.
The ancient city of Pergamon, and you can see some of the old city on the hill there, the Acropolis of Pergamon. We'll get a better view of it
far up there. We're not going to go up there, but Pergamon, a Christian, you are familiar with the book of Revelations. This is the northernmost city, one of the 7 churches mentioned in the book of Revelation that John wrote to. This is where that ancient church was. So up there on the hill was the altar to Zeus, that they had been converted to Christianity, but they were still worshiping at the altar of Zeus. So, and in fact, all the 7 churches that are in the book of Revelations are all here in Turkey.
It's a really big library from olden times here in Pergamon, and they used to get all their paper for their library from Egypt. The
papyrus.
Papyrus, yeah. And then I guess there was a ban on them getting the papyrus from Egypt, so they had to try to make their own paper, and they came up with parchment, which is made out of goat skin.
Goat skins. Yep. And now we are in the ruins of Pergamon.
And that's where the name came from, because it's pergamon, parchment, kind of similar. Yeah. And then we see, he was saying that they had, under these pillars, there was a roof connecting, covering them up, and then there was like shops and stalls underneath them.
And this is our hotel for the night. It's another nice one with a very nice view.
Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful out here?
Oh wow, that's a big pool. Wow.
Oh, there's some people down there.
And go fishing.
That is bright.
Wow. And the big island
They have their own
in the
dock.
back there, that is Samos, Greek island. There's a lot of Greek islands close to here. Good morning from Kushadas. It's another day, and we are getting ready to go on a tour of Ephesus. And it looks like we're going to have some people, some crowds to compete with when we get there to and try and get to places before other people do. But it was a beautiful night. We had the doors open, and it wasn't cold at all. Right now it feels okay. I mean, I need a jacket still. It's not bad, at least the sun is out. But yeah, so the plan for the day is we are going to Ephesus, tour the ruins, and then gonna go check out where Mary's house, the last residence of Mary, the mother of Jesus. And then we're gonna have lunch somewhere near there.
We just had breakfast, some coffee to get us going, and we're about to get on the bus.
Let's go! So we are at the site where it's believed that Mary's house, her final residence was at, and she spent her final years there. It sits on the top of a hill.
The foundation, right?
The foundation. You see, look.
The whole
yeah,
thing,
yeah, yeah. In 1950.
Okay.
If you look on the left, see, like they actually put a mark. When you go to the side of the building,
So this was her humble home, but we can't take videos or photos inside, so just showing the outside for now.
that's the first century.
Okay, so that's what they found. Okay. So what was being explained to us was when they found this, that they found just the foundations. So the darker part near the bottom was what they found, and then they, in the 50s, they rebuilt reimagination of what it probably looked like, or what it could have looked like.
Back in the day?
Back in the day, yeah, back in the like 1st century, AD.
Yeah.
So.
And she was brought here by the Apostle John.
This was Mary's last home.
Yeah. So he brought her here. She lived her last days here. And actually John also lived his last days here in Ephesus. He was exiled from here to Patmos, which is a Greek island. It's not far from here.
This is almost like an exile here too at this house, because we are at the very top of like a secluded mountain. It's really, it's far away from where the town was. So it's almost like it's a very secluded spot up here.
Yeah, very peaceful, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But John was exiled to Patmos, and that was where he saw the revelation. Anyways, he was exiled there, and then after that king who put him on exile died, then he returned back to Ephesus, where he lived his last days. And he was the only disciple who also died of natural causes. Everybody else was either decapitated, crucified. They were all martyred. The other 11. Well, except for Judas, he hung himself. Yeah, it's very quiet up here. It's very quiet. It feels different.
So this is supposedly the same source of water that was here when Mary was here too. There was a spring by her house. And this is the wishing wall. Prayer wall. Prayer wall?
This is a model of what the city looked like. Oh, I didn't even tell you where we're at. Welcome to the ancient city of Ephesus. And you can see it was a really big seaport at the time. The water was right here, but now it's like 3 miles away. It's after 10 in the morning, so it's already crowded, and it's a Saturday too. Today. So there's a lot of tour groups, and also from the hello. Also from the cruise ships. Right here, they had 2 main type of schools back in the day during the time of Ephesus, when it was a booming city. You'd have a school of philosophy, and then a school of medicine was in here in this building. And here, right next to the school of medicine, is the medical science, the caduceus. What's around here?
So it has started to get busier here, for sure. It's the walkway down. And this is where we came from. Look at that public. Oh yeah, those are cool.
ilerleyelim. Şimdi kaplananları anlatıyorum. Arkadaşlar burada geçtiğimiz kapı her kapı.
And this was the bathroom. This was actually a men's bathroom. So you could do your business and have a conversation with your
close to each other.
yeah, have a nice conversation with your neighbor.
Especially the corner ones. They're like knees are touching.
So you use the bathroom over here, and then in the center you would have a fountain. You go clean yourself up after. And also they had like bands playing like the lyre and violin or whatever instruments they had back in the day. You get a show as well while you're doing your business. Very fancy.
So this is the library. Here we are in Ephesus. This is not a big crowd compared to normal, is what they're saying. Normally, he says around here that you can't see the marble floor because there's so many people.
Oh yeah, and it's only the beginning of April.
It's just the beginning of April, and then back up this way is the big street we came down. You can see over there. They did quite a bit of reconstruction around here.
This is the theater where Paul gave his speech, and he was raided by a lot of Ephesians because most of them were pagans at the time, and they didn't want to accept this new faith. But this was where he gave his speech. We just got back up from dinner. We had dinner with our group.
Just had the buffet dinner. It was a really good mix of fresh things to eat. It was really interesting just imagining how that city was so long ago. And they built a lot of temples, a lot of marble, and most of it was still there once they had dug down all the silt that had dirt that accumulated over it.
Yeah, it was very much appreciated, the history and just being there where the apostles were during the time of their missions, trying to establish the church. They faced a lot of adversities and people going against them, but Jesus said it was never going to be an easy job. You will be hated because of me. But they did it. They stuck with it. Look where it's at now. But so it's we're pretty tired, so I'm gonna wash up and turn in for the night, getting ready, like Carl said, for another long day on the road tomorrow.
Thanks for coming with us, and we will see you tomorrow.